In a small village in the Niger Delta, there was a boy who walks to school every single day with no shoes, no school bag, no car, no generator to read at night. He carried his books in his bare hands, crossed rivers on foot, and some nights he only ate once. That boy's name was Goodluck Jonathan. Years later, he will become the president of Africa's most populous nation. This is his road to the throne. Goodluck Jonathan was born in 1957 in Otweke, a small community in Bayelsa State. His father was a canoe maker, not a politician, not a businessman, a canoe maker, the kind of job that earns you respect in the village, but never wealth. There was no dynasty behind Jonathan, no godfather waiting to hand him a seat, no inheritance, just a boy who believed that school was his only way out. He would later say it himself in a speech that would move an entire nation. In my early days in school, I had no shoes, no school bags. I carried my books in my hands but never despaired. There were days I had only one meal, but I never despaired. Think about that for a second. This is his own account of his childhood, one he's repeated for years and one that became central to his political image. Now, here's what most people don't know. Jonathan didn't storm into politics as a young, hungry firebrand. His path was slow, painfully slow. He studied zoology at the University of Port Harcourt, earning a bachelor's degree, a master's in hydrobiology and fisheries biology, and eventually a PhD in zoology. Along the way, he worked as a science inspector of education, then as a lecturer at the River State College of Education for a decade, teaching biological sciences. Later still, he became an assistant director at the Oil Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission, a quiet, technical civil service post, not a political one. By the time most future world leaders are already building political networks, Jonathan was inspecting schools and administering environmental programs in the Niger Delta. He didn't enter politics until 1998, already in his 40s, and even then, he didn't run for the top job. He was chosen as running mate to Dieprie Alamasia and was sworn in 1999 as Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, the number two man, the one who waits, who serves, who stays in the background while someone else gets the credit. For 6 years, that's exactly what he did. Quiet, loyal, overlooked. If Goodluck Jonathan's story had ended there, a lecturer turned civil servant turned deputy governor, nobody would know his name today. He would have been just another footnote in Nigeria's politics. A man who worked hard and was never truly seen. Then in 2005, everything shifted. His boss, the governor of Bayelsa, was impeached over corruption charges, and suddenly the deputy, the quiet one, the one nobody was watching, became governor. 2 years later, Kingmakers looking for a loyal, scandal-free running mate picked him as vice president. Then in 2010, President Umaru Yar'Adua fell ill and passed away in office, and the boy who once had no shoes became the president of Nigeria. Lecturer, deputy governor, governor, vice president, president. Every single rung of that ladder, Jonathan climbed by simply doing the work in front of him, the work nobody was clapping for. And in 2015, when he lost re-election to Muhammadu Buhari, he did something almost no Nigerian leader before him had done. He conceded defeat by phone before results were even fully announced, becoming the first Nigerian president to hand over power peacefully to the opposition. A boy who once had nothing, giving Nigeria something it had never truly had, a peaceful transfer of power. Here's what Goodluck Jonathan's story teaches us. You don't need shoes to walk toward your destiny. You don't need connections, a loud voice, or a dramatic entrance. Sometimes the biggest promotions in life come not because you fought for the spotlight, but because you were faithful in the position nobody was watching. Jonathan didn't manufacture his rise. He showed up, he stayed loyal, he kept walking, barefoot if he had to. If you feel unseen right now, in your job, your business, your dream, remember this. The deputy governor nobody was watching became the president everybody remembers. Because every throne has a story before the crown, and somewhere out there, yours is still being written. If this moved you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because on Road to Fame, we don't just watch history, we walk the road to it.